All of the platforms of Happening Out Television Network will be reporting very interesting news from one of the most important LGBTQ film festivals in the world. Here's a short video about the festival. Watch this. This evening we feature the film First Blush. Nina and Drew are a young, happy-ish married couple whose relationship is thrown off its axis when they meet Olivia. The trio's attraction to each other is undeniable, but when they become romantically involved, they struggle to navigate the complications of a polyamorous relationship. The three push each other's boundaries to the limits as they discover painful truths about who they are, what they want, and how to love in turbulent times. Queer News Tonight welcomes the director, Victor Newmark, to the show. Good evening, Victor. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. Victor is the director of First Blush. He's coming live from Hollywood, California. Victor, to begin with, I'm curious broadly, before we get into the details of the film, what's it been like to be a director and work in film production in 2020 when COVID-19 comes knocking at your door? What's that been like?
Weird. Scary, depressing. I mean, it's hard to separate how I feel as a director from just how I feel as a person. Industry-wise, it just seems like no one really knows what's happening or what's going to happen. And, you know, as much as everyone's been trying to adjust and acclimate, it's been rocky and weird. It's been very strange having a film that you're trying to get out and play festivals, where all festivals go virtual. It seems like it's new territory for most people, so it's been interesting.
Interesting. It's an observation in reporting on the OUTshine Film Festival and many independent films like yours. It's a recurring observation that I continue to hear. We're blazing into new territory that we haven't done before. And speaking of that, let's talk about First Blush. Tell us a little bit about this story.
So it kind of came about because I wanted to tell a story about three people in a relationship and sort of hit a lot of the same beats that you would see in, you know, your typical studio rom-coms and love stories, but do that with three people instead of two people. It just seemed like I hadn't really seen a film like that, and it felt like a good gap to try and fill. And I wanted to explore what that would be like. It felt like a juicy idea.
It's very interesting. It's also unique in that this is being broadcast by the OUTshine Film Festival, and because it is virtual, you're not sitting at any given one moment. You have a period of days in terms of how First Blush is distributed. I think it's interesting to me, and the first time that we've been exposed in 2020 to virtual independent film festivals, especially in the LGBTQ community. If you would have displayed First Blush previous to this year, you might have 300, 400 participating in the theater for the film broadcast. Now, literally, you can have thousands watch because they're introduced to the film. What's that experience been like in terms of the differences? There are some positives, isn't there?
No, absolutely. As cool as it is to see your movie in a room with a bunch of people and get that reaction in real time, I think it's also really cool that people all over the place can watch it. You know, and it's my goal with this movie is to get it in front of as many eyeballs as possible. So the idea of, you know, potentially thousands of people watching it instead of just a couple hundred is obviously a very exciting idea, and hopefully people will.
In that, I apologize for interrupting. And in the same vein, I'm curious about your reaction of participating. You're an independent filmmaker displaying First Blush. What's the value of in today's age having an independent film festival, especially in the LGBTQ market? What's the value of film festivals today? COVID or no COVID? What's the value of independent and LGBTQ film festivals?
Well, I think it's important to feel as if you have a community and you have a lot of people that share your interests, not necessarily all in the same city, too, because it's with the COVID of it all, people are feeling very isolated. I know I am. And I think it's very important to feel as if you have like-minded artists and audiences who are going to come together for similar reasons, just to feel a bit more connected or a bit more, a bit less alone.
Yeah. I'm curious. So our year ends. Hopefully, the election ends the way much of the community would like the election to end. If you had your choice for 2021, having both the experience of 20 with COVID and previously as an independent filmmaker, director prior to 20 of COVID, for 21, what's your choice? Would you like to be virtual or would you like to be in person?
First off, I would just like 2020 to end, so I'll take whatever as long as we can be here alive. I'll take it. I'll take either way. I don't care. I just want 2020 to be over.
Victor, that is a great soundbite. We just want 2020 to end so we can celebrate next year, whatever next year brings. And America, we bring your attention. If there is a year and you want to continue to celebrate independent film and LGBTQ film, it's very important to support our 501c3s. This is the year. It has been a very difficult process. OUTshine Film Festival, one of the best in the world for the LGBT community. And this is just one of more than 40 examples of outstanding films that you can see called First Blush. And you want to go to outshinefilm.com to participate in this film festival and this great film called First Blush. Victor, we thank you for being with us here tonight at Queer News Tonight.